Hello, good evening. As usual, we have to wait until some more students join. Okay, so once they join, we'll start. Shall we start then? Harry. Okay. So today we are moving to a new topic, that is classroom management and assessment. So in second language learning. Okay. So our topic is teaching English as a second language. In the field of second language teaching, classroom management and assessment, they are important processes because in successful English language teaching can be achieved only when classroom management is done by the teacher properly. If the teacher cannot manage the classroom, uh, successful English language learning is just a dream. And assessment is also similarly very important. Okay, we'll go to the topic. And these are the subtopics that we are going to study. Creating a positive and supportive learning environment, classroom management techniques, okay, establishing routines, giving clear instructions, managing behavior, and as the third subtopic, using a variety of assessment methods. And some of you may know them already: formative, summative, portfolio assessment, and providing effective and constructive feedback to students. Okay, these are some major areas under classroom management and assessment. Okay, now we'll try to understand what classroom assessment is. Okay, just read and understand.
සමාජය මම දැනගත්ත එක. මට ඒගොල්ලන්ට යම් කිසි දෙයක් සමාජයට දෙන්න පුළුවන් වෙච්ච එක ගැන මම සතුටු වෙනවා. හැබැයි මම විවාහ වුණේ නැහැ. මම දරුවෝ හැදුවේ නැහැ. ඒකෙන් මම අද තනි වෙලා ඒකෙන් පොඩි දුකකුත් තියෙනවා මට.
I hope you read it. Classroom management. Okay, so now we are going to understand what classroom management is. Okay, so then you all might have seen orchestra. Okay, in an orchestra, there is a conductor. He is the one who is managing the whole orchestra. So, classroom management is also like the conductor of an orchestra. So then classroom management is a process actually. In an orchestra, conductor is a person, but classroom management is a process, and this process is handled by the teacher with the intention of creating a smooth, productive, and positive learning environment. So if somebody asks you what is the purpose of classroom management, answer is to create a smooth, productive, and positive learning environment. And this process is somewhat complex because it involves a variety of skills and techniques, that is to organize the classroom. And then classroom management, it includes organizing physical space, material, and resources all. And also establishing routines and procedures. As teachers, they have to establish certain routines and procedures for the students. This helps students know what to expect and minimizes waste of time. So when teachers organize and establish routines and procedures, the students know what to expect and what to minimize uh, wasted time. Okay. Next, you can read. So then under classroom management, teachers should think about building positive relationship. So then, there should be a very strong rapport between teacher and students. So, this relationship should be maintained very properly. And when this relationship is broken, it will affect learning and teaching process. Because a teacher can be a friend to students, but at the same time, a teacher should maintain the distance. Okay, so that is a very responsible task. So then maintaining positive relationship with students is very, very important, but teacher should know the limits. And then students' behavior should be managed. And then all students are not similar, they are different. And some students may be very responsive, and then some may not be like that. Some students will be very disciplined, and at the same time some students may be having disruptive behavior. Okay, so teacher has to manage them. And certain behaviors teacher has to prevent some negative disruptive behavior. And also teacher has to respond to them. Teacher cannot ignore them. And other one is the if the classroom management is properly done, learning time can be maximized. Okay, so then when learning teaching time is maximized, it ensures the instruction is effective and engaging. Okay, next we'll see. Okay, so now you got some idea about classroom management. Now we'll uh, try to understand what assessment is. Okay, I hope you read this. So, detectives, I think you all might have read Sherlock Holmes stories, Arthur Conan Doyle's. Sherlock Holmes stories. Sherlock Holmes is a detective, and detectives are doing investigations. So, classroom assessment are also similar to that because classroom assessment is a kind of investigation. Because when we have classroom assessment, we can gather information about what students know, what students understand, and what students can do. Just imagine teachers are not conducting assessment. So teachers cannot get an idea about what students know, what they understand, and what they can do. Teachers, they do not have an idea. So the information received from classroom assessment supports the teachers to understand how well students are learning and what extra support they need. Okay, therefore, remember classroom assessments are very, very important in the process of teaching and learning. Okay, gathering evidence. Okay, so further we are discussing what I just told you. I just sum up everything, but now we'll learn it in detail. So, just like a detective, the teacher can use various methods to gather evidence. And teacher is gathering evidence about students learning. And the methods the teacher can use to collect this evidence can be test, quizzes, projects, presentations, class discussions, and even observations. Okay, from this, what you can understand is classroom assessment is a broad area. Anything can be there as assessment. It's not something very fixed. Okay, hope you got some idea. I'm not asking you because you are not responding. So if you voluntarily respond, it is good actually. Okay, I hope you understood. And if you need further clarifications, you can put a message. Okay, one is gathering evidence. Because of assessment, teachers can gather evidence and understanding student learning, improving teaching and learning. Okay, just see. There is a message we'll see. Please give us past paper questions. Yeah, past paper questions I am doing. Don't worry. I am doing it on the last day because your attendance is also very low. So if I do past paper questions at the beginning, no one will attend the lectures. Okay, I don't mind whether you attend lectures or not because that is your duty. Okay, so but don't get any doubt. I will be doing past paper questions at last. Okay. So we are talking about importance of assessment. So by conducting assessment, teachers can understand students' learning. Students' learning in the sense the strength of students plus weaknesses of students. So teachers can get to know the concepts that students have mastered well and the concept that students are struggling. Okay, they can get a very clear idea about these two doing assessment. And then improving teaching and learning. And assessments are good for teachers also. Uh, Paying attention to the results of the assessment, teachers can get an idea about their own teaching. And assessments are like feedback for teachers. And some people think assessment is to give grades. No. So, assessment give information to improve teaching and learning. So then, for an example, we'll say English teacher conducted an assessment on grammar. We'll say, and then she got to know most of the students they have got good marks for active voice, but the students they have not got good marks for passive voice. Then teacher can get an idea. My students they did not understand passive voice well, so there may be some weaknesses in my teaching. So I have to teach it in a better way than this. Okay, just like that, teachers will get ideas. And then teacher can adjust their way of teaching. Hari, okay, we'll go further. Hani, okay, here. Okay. Some of your talkings are audible, so you can switch off your microphone if you want to talk. Right. So here there is an example. I hope you can understand it. According to this example, you have to imagine you are a coach training a team for a big game. We'll say cricket, volleyball, anything, netball. You just tell them to play without seeing how they perform first, right? Okay, that means coach will say first don't show them how you are playing because once they understood how you play they will make tricks. You assess their skills, identify their strength and weaknesses. So before showing your colors, you have to assess the opponents, the players in the opposite party, and then use that information to develop training plan that will help them succeed. Okay, after getting that idea, you can have a proper plan. So teachers are also like that. So by conducting assessment, teachers are getting an idea about students' understanding, students' performances. But after that, teachers can have a well plan. Okay, that is the example. The reason is assessment is not the end exam or term test. And here you can see there are certain key things to remember about assessment. Out of that, first one is it's ongoing. Assessment is ongoing. So, therefore, based on the results of the assessment, teachers have enough time to adjust their teaching. Okay, otherwise, it's not something which happens at the end of a unit, end of a term, end of a semester. It's not like that. So it's ongoing and it is happening throughout the learning journey. Okay. Okay, it is ongoing and and yes, some of your family talking is visible, sorry, audible. So you have to be careful whether your microphone is on or not. But because when we hear additional irrelevant talking, it's a disturbance actually. Okay, you people are adult students. I'm not reading out your names. I feel it's not good. But if you do not pay your attention to this, I have to read out your names. Hari, okay. So earlier we got to know assessment is ongoing. So here you can see it's varied. So that means there are many different types of assessment. So according to the purpose, we can have different assessment. So then there may be an assessment to measure what students have learned over a period of time. So that is called summative assessment. So that is at the end. And there may be some other assessment that is to provide feedback on students' progress. So that is called formative assessment. Okay, summative, formative. Okay. And then the other one is it's about improvement. So the final ultimate goal of assessment is to improve teaching and learning. So that is the ultimate goal of assessment. Harry, okay. Creating a positive and supportive learning environment. Yes, BA students have two WhatsApp groups. I am not the one who created these groups. Anyhow, they have added me also to the group. So that is why one student has asked some question, one message. And these WhatsApp groups are under the name Apex 2026 B.Ed batch. One is that. And the other one is, let me check. Yeah, Apex, sorry. Other one is B.Ed 2025 batch Apex. That is at the end. So in which group you are? Samra Rasol. Okay, so then the students also might have joined these groups using certain link. I can't remember where was the link. So why don't you share these links here? You also can share links under the message. So then the particular student can click it and join the particular group. Hi, okay. Okay, let me just get an idea. Okay, what is this message? B.Ed 2026. Hi, somebody can share the link for B.Ed 2026 here. Do that help for her? Let's see the link. I don't have it. Media link. No, some students sent me the link and then I joined it. So now I don't know who sent it to me. Okay, so I'm not the admin. So there Fatima Nafla is an admin and Safna is also an admin. So why don't you share the link here so that this girl, what's her name, Samra, can join. Hani, okay. Uh, Let me see. Hi. Okay, so this is what I am. Now we just discuss classroom management, what it is, and also we discuss assessment, what it is. That is in a very small way. So now we are going to study them in detail. This message. Honey. Hi. Okay. So now once again we are with classroom management, and now we are going to study it in detail. Okay. How to create a positive and supportive learning environment, because you know what classroom management is and the importance of it. So you should know how to create a positive and supportive learning environment. Simply read it. Asanka Kotalawala, you have to switch off your microphone. Sorry, microphone in the sense you have to mute it. Because we can hear your family talking. Asanka Kotalawala. So we are asking you for a long time, but still your microphone is on. Ah, okay, now it's okay, honey. Uh, so then we are talking about creating a positive and supportive learning environment, because a positive and supportive learning environment is very crucial, very important for effective teaching. So it is just like cornerstone, cornerstone. So in the past, not today actually, today everything is done with cement and iron bars. So in the past, when the people were laying a foundation stone in the past, long time ago, they laid four strong stones at the cornerstone. Okay, so very important one. So it's about building a classroom. So that means positive and supportive classroom environment uh, is the place where students feel safe, respected, and motivated to learn. So in a positive and supportive learning environment, students feel they are safe and they feel they are respected and they are motivated to learn. Okay, we'll further study. Hari. Building relationship. Building relationship is very important in positive and effective learning environment, supportive learning environment. Okay, just read. Okay. So in positive uh, and here, positive and supportive learning environment. That is the target of it. That should be the target of a teacher. Positive and supportive learning environment. So in the process of building positive and supportive learning environment, one thing that teacher should do is building relationships. So under that we can discuss these things. The teacher should get to know her students. So that means genuine interest in their lives, interest, backgrounds, learn their names quickly and use them. Okay, so teacher should know the every student likes when they are called by names. So teacher should call them by their names, and teacher should have an idea about their interest, background. Okay. And as a teacher, you have to show your students you care them. So then, teach most of the teachers they do it entering when entering the class, greeting students warmly. So asking them about their day and offering supports when they are struggling, especially, and then be appropriate. Sorry, be approachable. Sorry, be approachable. So that means teacher should be an approachable person for students. That means students should feel comfortable talking to the teacher, asking questions, and then communicate effectively. So teachers' communication skills should be very good, very effective. Teachers, they have to listen very actively, and teacher should speak respectfully to the students and be clear in your communication. Here respect means, so between teachers and students there should be a very good rapport. Teachers should be respected by students, and also uh, students should be respected by the teacher. But here the respect you have to understand in broader sense. Next one is establishing clear expectations. Okay, just read. Okay, we'll see establishing clear expectations. So teachers should create a class code of conduct. So then there should be certain rules and expectation for behavior. For an example, so when we are conducting physical lectures at our universities, actually, we have already told students at the very beginning. So we start lectures normally by 8:30 and we allow students to come inside the lecture till 8:45, okay, maximum 9. And that is also with prior information informing. So if students come after this time, we have already asked them, they have to wait outside somewhere else till 10:30, because 10:30 we are having a tea break. So after that only they can join. So they are an example for classroom developing rules and expectations for behavior, actually, because otherwise non-stop the students will be entering the lecture room. So that will be a disturbance for the lecturer plus other students. And so as teachers, they can have class code of conduct and be consistent. So these rules should be fair to all. So then teachers rule should not be for selective students. It's common for all. If there are 50 students, these rules are common to all consistently. And these rules should be followed continuously. And it is applied only for 1 week, then teacher forgets the rule. And then a teacher will once again apply it after 2 weeks. It's not like that. And then focus on positive behavior. So the teacher should focus on positive behavior. That means what students should do rather than what they should not. So rather than talking about what students should not do, teachers should focus on what they should do. And then teacher should model good behavior. That means if teacher is asking students to be in the class on time, there's no point of teacher going to the class late, and they are very very effective. Okay. Hari. Next one, promoting inclusivity. Okay, just read. Promoting inclusivity. That means everybody should be considered. Everybody, in the sense, every student should be considered. No one should be spared. That is the meaning here. Celebrate diversity. That means the students are diverse, they are different from each other. So, teacher should be having same attitudes towards all. Teacher should not have different attitudes for rich students, very negative attitudes for poor students. It's bad. Okay, so all students should feel valued and respected, regardless of their background, culture, and learning style. Okay, irrespective of them, all should be treated equally. And teachers should be very sensitive to individual needs. So sometimes you may feel this is not practical. Yes, it's difficult, but teachers should try to be sensitive to individual needs. At least a teacher should have the idea all students are not same. There are different students with different learning styles. Some are auditory learners, some are visual learners, some are kinesthetic learners. So teacher should cater all of them uh, equally. And there are some teachers, even you may remember, some teachers, they use the same teaching style, teaching method. So it's very boring for students because students are different. Sometimes the teacher's method may be okay for visual learners. It may not be fruitful for auditory learners. Okay, therefore, teachers should use different methodologies actually. And the other thing, your classroom, and that is how teachers say my class. Okay, so your classroom should be free from bullying, harassment, and discrimination. Sometimes the teacher may not use these things. Teacher does not bully students. Teacher does not harass them. Teacher does not discriminate. It's not sufficient. Teacher should be sure students are also not doing that. Okay, and that is the meaning of promoting inclusivity. I hope these things are clear. If it is not clear, you can ask questions. Next one, fostering growth mindset. Okay, read that also. Okay, we'll see fostering a growth mindset. Okay, so uh, student, every student should be have a growth mindset. Their mindset should be very strong. And for that, the teachers should encourage students' efforts and teachers should teach them how to persevere. That means how to bear up. So when students do a hard work, teacher has to praise them, appreciate them. And not only the achievement, the teacher has to appreciate students. And some teachers are very rigid when students do mistakes. But you should consider students' mistakes as their learning opportunities. Treat mistakes positively. And teachers should promote positive attitudes towards challenges. Okay, so you have to convince your students challenges are opportunities for growth. And teacher should be having a very good confidence about her student. And teacher should believe in students and their potential. If teacher does not believe in her students, who will believe? Other teachers, principal, sectional heads, they don't. Okay, next one. Creating a physically and emotionally safe environment. Okay, just read. Okay. Creating a physically and emotionally safe environment. So then the physical environment, the clean and organized and conducive learning environment is the responsibility of the teacher. If the teacher is concerning it is possible actually. And promoting emotional well-being. Earlier also we discussed the student should be uh, very safe, feeling should be very safe and to express their emotions and seek help when they need it. So, students should be very comfortable being in the class whenever they have a problem. Classroom should be a place where they can talk about it. And harassment, bullying should be stopped. And required resources and support should be provided. Okay, that is there. Okay. Honey. Okay, so what we discuss up to now is actually how to create a positive and supportive learning environment. I hope you got idea about it, building relationship, establishing clear expectations, promoting see, inclusivity, and then fostering growth mindset, creating a physically an emotionally safe environment. Okay, we discussed five. And now we are going to discuss classroom management techniques. Okay, just read. Okay. Effective classroom management, it's not just controlling students. Okay, some teachers are having that idea, but actually, effective classroom management is something more than that. So it's about creating a supportive and structured environment, and that environment should support learning better, learning successfully. So it's about being proactive, anticipating potential issues, and having strategies in place to address them effectively. Okay, proactive means before. So the teacher should be having proactive actions actually, and for anticipating potential issues. Okay, so teacher should have an idea what problems will come just like that, and having strategies to place to address them effectively. When something unexpected happens, the teacher should be having strategies to answer them. Okay. Okay, these are also similar to what we just study, but here in detail. Okay, therefore we'll quickly explain. Establishing routines, we earlier also slightly discussed. So well-managed classrooms consist of established routines and rules. Here, for an example, there are rules for entry. That means how students should enter the classroom. So when they enter the classroom, where they should keep their belongings. And in primary classrooms, you might have seen there is a separate track to keep their bags, separate place to keep their water bottles, just like that. So there can be rules. Next, at entering the class, when they enter the class, there should be rules. At the same time, attendance routine, material distribution, collection. Okay, there should be routines for taking attendance. Sometimes it may be sign sheet. So we normally give sign sheets to the students. And sometimes in private institute, I have seen the QR code is there when students enter, they have to scan it and enter. And quick verbal checking, that is also there in school level. The teachers will read out and check whether the student is present or not. And when distributing material, and there should be a proper way. Assigning specific students at material manager using numbered folders or having students line up in this designated area. So how materials are distributed among students, there may be rules, or maybe teacher is giving the responsibility to one or two students and they are doing. So see what type of routines are there. There should be rules, routines for transition. That means when one period is over, when they get ready for the next period, or else when one activity is over, when they get ready for another activity, there should be certain routines. And at the end of the class routine, so we all have been to school, so we know. So when at the end of the class, so teachers will say 5 minutes before the bell, please pack up your belongings. Okay, just like that, there should be certain rules. So there is a clock in the classroom. Maybe 1:30 school ends, but one by 1:25 the students should make their bags ready. Okay, so then the next one is giving clear instructions. Okay, I'm giving you time to read. Okay, giving clear instruction is very, very important under classroom management. As the teacher, you have to be concise and specific. And there's no point of using jargon and unnecessary details. So, as the teacher, you have to give very clear instructions to the students. That's a very, very important one example also here. So, here further. Okay, here. So, when giving instructions, teacher can divide multiple step instructions into smaller manageable chunks, because when the teacher is giving a very complex lengthy instructions, the students will not understand. Therefore, teacher has to divide them into smaller manageable chunks. That's important. And then modeling desired behavior. So if as the teacher, if you want something from students, you have to model it to the students. So they should know what it is exactly, and they can know it better when you model it. So you have to show them. And then check for understanding. So after giving instructions, most of the teachers, they think student understood it properly. But actually, teachers, they have to verify, they have to check whether the given instruction is understood or not. That is a must. Giving instruction is not sufficient. You have to check whether the given instruction is properly understood. And some instructions cannot be given orally. That means when those instructions are given orally, students will not remember them. So such instructions should be given in written. Written instruction is needed. Okay. We'll go to the next one. Managing Okay, managing behavior. So there are two types of behaviors among students. One type is positive behavior, other one is negative one. Okay, so whenever students show positive behavior as the teacher, you have to give positive reinforcement. Reinforcement means feedback. So when students do something good, teacher should praise it. So it can be verbal praise or else giving stickers, small rewards or positive notes home. So we also do the same thing. We put star marks, happy faces. So when students show misbehavior, negative behavior, even though it is small, teacher has to notice it and address it. Otherwise, it will escalate, it will develop. Hari, okay. Next. Hari, here. Okay, hope you read it. We'll understand it. So, as a teacher, you have to use a variety of strategies. So to control them actually. So then, for an example, here you can see sometimes when a student is not doing a task and when he is doing something else. So sometimes as the teacher, you have to go and stand near the particular student, then the students will do the task. And sometimes you have to use your nonverbal cues to control students, eye contact, hand gestures, uh, or timeouts. Use sparingly and according to school policy. Sometimes you have to take decisions according to school policy. And teaching appropriate social skills. So sometimes teacher has to play different roles actually. Sometimes when there is a problem among students, conflict resolution, empathy and self regulation, they are very important social skills. So as the teacher, you have to teach them how to resolve a conflict, how to feel empathy, and how to regulate self. All these things can be taught by the teacher. And then collaborate with parents and support staff. So sometimes when you notice certain students when they are having very challenging behavior, so even though you try your level best, the student does not change it. So in such cases, sometimes you have to meet parents and you have to get the help of the supporting staff. Okay, maximizing instructional time. Okay. Maximizing instructional time. So, effective classroom maximizes learning time and minimize disruptions and engagement is maximized. So minimize transition, that means plan instructions carefully and use routine to make them quick and efficient. So sometimes there are transitions from one thing to another thing, and that is a place where time can be wasted, but that should be properly planned. Manage materials effectively. So teaching material, okay, so that should be effectively planned, and deal with interruptions efficiently. Sometimes in the teaching process there are interruptions, so you have to deal the instructions as a teacher very effectively. So you should have your own system for handling interruptions. Hari, okay, next one. I want to complete this section. Yeah. Okay. Engage students actively. So teachers can you do variety of activities to keep the attention, interest of the students towards the lesson. So such group work, discussions, hand-on projects. So there are many more things the teachers can do to retain the attention of the students. And then a teacher has to be prepared. So then teacher cannot simply go to the class and do the lesson. And maybe she is an experienced teacher. Even then, every time you teach students, you have to get ready for that. Okay, be prepared. Okay, let me check how long we have. No, we will start this next week, but I will summarize what we did. Okay, so we started classroom management and assessment. So there were some topics: creating positive and supportive learning environment, classroom management techniques. Hari, okay, so what we learned is actually classroom management and assessment. Initially, we got to know what classroom management is and what is assessment. Okay, after that, we discuss how to create a positive and supportive learning environment. So, under that, we were talking about building relationship, establishing clear expression expectations, promoting inclusivity, fostering a growth mindset, creating a physically and emotionally safe environment. We discuss 5 factors. You also can have a short note actually summary. Then we discuss classroom management techniques. There we were talking establishing routines, giving clear instructions, managing behavior, maximizing instructional time. Okay, those 4 we discuss. Okay, now we have to continue this lesson. Under that, we have to talk about using a variety of assessment method, formative, summative, portfolio, providing effective and constructive feedback. So I will postpone that to tomorrow. I think tomorrow also we are having a class. We check. Yeah. Tomorrow we are having, and even day after tomorrow we are having, but I will tell whether we can have the lecture day after tomorrow. Hari. But tomorrow lecture definitely will be having. Okay. Do you have anything to share with me? And one girl was asking for the link to the group. Did you share it with her? I can't see even no one has shared it. But I just passed the message. I don't know. That is up to you. Actually, you have to help each other. Hari, do you have any questions to ask and verify? Hari, okay. So then with this, we will wind up the session for today and we'll meet again tomorrow at the same time. Good night.
Good night, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, good night. Good night.
මේකට බටර් ටිකක් ගන්න පුළුවන් නැත්නම් අනිකම සැන්ඩ්විච් ෆිලින් එක දාලා අපිට සැන්ඩ්විචස් ටික හදා ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතින් මම බටර් රසට ටිකක් කැමති නිසා ඒ බටර් පොඩ්ඩක් පාන් පිටි වල ගා ගන්නවා.